Basketball is the one sport in America that the player truly matters. There's fewer starters. You have major impact. And if you want to be loved, go play basketball. That's the sport where you can be loved. Speaking of hoops, Chris Broussard is joining us. What is wrong with the Warriors? What is wrong with the Cavs? By the way, let's check in with something here quick. So Lonzo Ball says LeVar and LeBron taught him to take a loss. My staff found out that 2 of LeBron's last 3 tweets have included Lonzo. So, Chris Broussard, it is time for an update on our LeBronzo meter. This is very fluid. We do this on a regular basis. By the way, LeBron has Uninterrupted as his media company, and he's got Lonzo apparently is on one of his shows. So, taking his talents to L.A., the LeBronzo meter, very fluid.
You're back on it.
I got to tell you, my takeaway on Lonzo so far, and we got a lot of topics here, but it's been fun. I'm enjoying. They don't play any defense. I'm enjoying the Lonzo thing. Are players in the league enjoying it? What do they tell you about it?
I mean, it's interesting. I think John Wall made a great point after he played against Lonzo. He said, Lonzo is used to this. It's the rest of us who have to get used to it. You have to get used to going to play him with the expectation that you should put 35 on it, right? I mean, and that may not be your game. Like, can I just go play my game, or do I have to really go one-on-one and embarrass this young guy? So I do think it's interesting. Players are watching to see, what a big-name player does to Lonzo. Do they really, light him up? And so it's another narrative that's interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. I have a friend, a scouting friend. The Warriors are an interesting team. I watched them the other night. They played really poorly. Leagues are funny. They change due to rule changes. And I think what Golden State's going to face is just lethargy, just not having, when you talk around the league, is there a weak spot with Golden State that scouts or players or coaches notice?
I was talking to a longtime coach yesterday about this, and he was just saying how tough it is to repeat.
Yes.
And if you look in the last 30 years, virtually every team that has repeated, the Lakers with Magic Johnson, the Pistons with Isaiah Thomas, Shaq and Kobe, mainly Kobe being the dog, Shaq or Kobe again with the Lakers, LeBron and Wade, all these, Jordan, of course, all these teams had almost a maniacal-like leader.
Yes.
Who would drive
well, what about
crazy.
What about Draymond?
Draymond is that guy, but Jordan was the superstar. Kobe was the superstar. Draymond's like the 4th best player on the team. He's respected, no doubt, but it's not the same as if it was Steph Curry or Kevin Durant driving guys like that. That's not the personality of their best players. The 3 guys ahead of Draymond, they're more laid back.
This is a skinny jeans suburb team. It is.
Yeah. And I mean, Kevin Durant was incredibly motivated, to his credit, last year to prove everybody wrong. So he could put that on the bottom of his sneaker, right? Is he that motivated now? Maybe. I'm just throwing it out there.
So some coach says they don't really have a dog. They don't have the dog in their top.
Draymond is that guy, but he's volatile. Jordan was not volatile like that. Isaiah wasn't going to get kicked out of a game.
Right.
Kobe, same way. So he's a little different. He's more almost like a Dennis Rodman, but he's a little more vocal, obviously, than Rodman. So, look, I'm still picking them, and I think most people are. But that's something interesting to watch. It is not easy to repeat. Tim Duncan never repeated. As great as he was. And so it's going to be a challenge. Maybe that makes this season and this playoff stretch a lot more interesting than we foresaw.
So, listen, Jason Whitlock said this yesterday, and we both watch a lot of NBA. He said, man, some of these top teams, he said, they're like Cleveland. He's like, they just want the playoffs to get here, and we're in week 2. Like any GMs you've talked to about what you see with the Cavs, they're losing to Orlando, Brooklyn, New York.
That theory is certainly, that's more than a theory. It's a fact. LeBron James, 7 straight finals. You think he's excited about a Tuesday night game against
Bored
Orlando?
out of his mind.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing, though. He's still playing the huge minutes. And one GM did tell me, watching him, he said, look, LeBron's playing all these minutes, but he is coasting and pacing himself, which is understandable. He's in his 15th year. And so because he's doing that, he can no longer, in this GM's words, have the same impact and put his will on the game like he has in the past because he's coasting so much. Last year, he could coast, and who was going to take over? Kyrie. He could literally play a 5-minute stretch and just kind of coast.
They don't have a
because
Kyrie.
Kyrie's going to do it, and nobody there. Now, will Isaiah bring that when he's back? Maybe. But right now, they've got nobody to take over that slack when LeBron wants to pace himself. So that's part of what's wrong with the Cavs. I mean, they're just old. Like J.R. Smith may not come out of this. This may be, he's in his 14th year. The norm is that when you're in your 14th year,
it's over.
You're done.
You're done.
Yeah. So I'm not saying I still think they're going to win the East, but Dwayne Wade what's he got left? Come on. Really? Like, he'll have a night here and there, but that's why the whole banana boat stuff is so ridiculous. That team wouldn't be any good. LeBron, Carmelo, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Paul. Come on. I mean, so, that's what's wrong with the Cavs.
I will say this. Ben Simmons is all real.
I'm falling in love with his game.
By the way, that's what Magic looked like.
Yes.
This is what Magic
We were the first to call it.
This is what Magic looked like. Long, strong, not a very good shooter, but could finish at the basket. I think Ben Simmons is the next. Now I know everybody loves the Greek Freak, but Greek Freak's not going to handle the ball like Simmons is. Not going to see the floor like Simmons is.
Simmons, I think, is going to make players better. I love the Greek Freak too. Nothing against him. But Simmons, I do think, is going to make his teammates a lot better. It'll be interesting to see which one of those two becomes a or the winner. Because one of, hopefully
I think it's
one
gonna
of
be
them
Simmons.
will take over. Listen,
the Greek Freak can't shoot. Okay, and he is at some point a 6'11" guy. I don't think he sees the floor like Simmons. This is one of the things, Chris, that cracks me about pro sports.
Simmons is a better half-court passer than Lonzo.
Oh, okay. You think so?
Lonzo, I think, is a better up-the-court fast break passer, but Simmons in the half-court, I think he finds players that even Lonzo doesn't.
I always have a theory. To be a superstar, you do have to be a great athlete. That's why Lonzo.
Well, Bird. What about Bird? That was a long time ago.
Hey, when Bird broke into this league, you can go read Jack McCollum. General managers were saying, this was pre-LeBron. We've never had a player like that.
True.
A 6'10" guy.
That size, yeah. But he wasn't the greatest athlete, so to speak.
No. He was the best shooter and passer for a decade in the league. Yep. And so there was, as a kid growing up, bigs didn't pass or shoot like that. Like Bird was.
Magic and Bird were the first two guys.
I mean, seriously, this sounds silly, but Bird was LeBron. I'd never seen a player like that. They could do that many things. Nobody passed like that at power forward.
No question.
They were all like Duncan.
Yep.
Bad at the free throw line. He was the best free throw shooter in the league.
Yep.
So this is one of the things that cracks me up, though. When guys get into this whole, it drives me nuts. We fall in love with a freak athlete, like the Greek Freak. Oh, he's a great athlete. Can't shoot.
But neither can Ben.
But Ben.
They both get in. I don't think it matters for either because they both are aggressive and they get in the paint at will. So Ben, he's giving you 20 a game or 18 a game?
I would bet Ben Simmons becomes the player in the East when LeBron goes to L.A. I think he'll become the player in the East.
You might have a tremendous rivalry between those two, Giannis and Ben.
I'll take Simmons. I think he's different, man.
No, he is.
When I watch him, I'm like, I'm old enough now. That's exactly what Magic looked like.
I agree.
Changed everything on the floor. Half-court set, fine passes nobody else could see.
Yep.
So Chris Broussard is joining us. Lonzo plays who's tonight?
They got Detroit, I believe.
Oh, yeah, they have Detroit. Let's get one look at the LeBronzo-meter. 2 of LeBron's last 3 tweets have been about Lonzo. LeBron has a company called Uninterrupted. Now, we laugh about this.
That is bizarre. I got to admit, I'm not one that's on the L.A. bandwagon.
Now, come on now.
But why 2 of the last 3 tweets to Lonzo?
Kristine's been on this, and the tweets say weird things. They use.
Did you even see the conspiracy theory where they circled some of the letters and it said like "I'm coming"?
Yeah,
I mean, people are going a little crazy.
But she
with
said
it.
it last
week. Actually make "I'm coming"?
No, but she made a point last week. Is there's just certain words LeBron uses. It's like
the king,
like
little king,
He's
or
overly,
young king, whatever he said.
Let me say this: if LeBron does go there, I think he should go to the Lakers as a scorer. Because Lonzo's not going to be much if he's not the point guard.
No.
He doesn't need to be out there playing off the ball, you know?
Drive to the rack, finish, because Lonzo can't finish
work in the post. Because LeBron will still give you 25 points a night and 9 or 10 rebounds. Even at his age, it'll be his 16th year. So if they do that, it could be an interesting team.
Chris Broussard, good seeing you, bud. Good seeing you. Hi, everybody, and thanks for watching. We want you to subscribe here, to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the herd, or go watch a few segments from the newest show on FS1, First Things First, with Chris Carter and Nick Wright.